This is a family. This ain't a football club.
Right then, after last episode, if you missed it, we have Europe. We played AEK La Canas after a 3-2 win and a 4-0 win away from home. We got into the Conference League group stage. I'll show you them in a minute, but in the fixtures since losing the 4-1 to West Ham, Ollie Watkins getting a goal in that one. And then a pretty disappointing result in the Carabao Cup, which we are knocked out of. A 2-1 loss to Burnley. Back to Premier League action, and we won 2-0 against Norwich. Pascal Stroke and Jean-Philippe Mateta penalty. And then a 2-2 draw against Liverpool. Ollie Watkins getting two in that one. So today's episode we've got Slovan Bratislava and Fulham. Then later on we've got Shamrock Rovers to Tobol. Not sure where they're from. We'll have a look at the time. Then to Malmo and then KUPS. And I think that's it. Right, let's get into that first game of the episode. And Slovan Bratislava are from Slovakia. So let's have a little Slovakian dream. This is the Conference League. Some decent teams in there. Nice, Bologna, Girona, Genk. Probably a competition we should be winning, but anyway. And if we go on fixture schedule and then go on to Premier League, I'm not even sure how you do that. West Ham Premier League, we can see we are in 12th position after 5 games. 6 points, a little bit disappointing, but this is the final season that we'll be doing, so whatever we get in Europe this season is kind of just how it goes. Unfortunately, you're not really having the most progress in this, and then the stagnation is not helping me enjoy the save or not really helping the channel either. So this will be the last season, but hopefully we can sign it off with some silverware. Anyway, to that team selection in this one, and we have a couple injuries and then a couple unregistered players because we have too many players. Just a couple substitutes in this one. Van der Voort starts in goal with Guy, Goose, Branthwaite, Chilwell, De Cat, Anderson, Rigg, Garnacho, Grealish and Mateta. We are at home in this one, so we shouldn't have the exact nerves that we have in maybe a later game, but let's get it on positive. Hopefully we can get a couple goals and set us up really well for the start of the group stage. First real highlight of the game, we've had all the shots but no real highlights. Grealish out to Chilwell on this left hand side, back to Grealish, to Rigg, to Chilwell, edge of the box to De Cat. Anderson finds Gay, cross ball in, Garnacho, back to Gay, to Garnacho again, has a shot. Not really sure where that was aimed for. Did score quite a couple of goals in the qualifying stage, and hopefully his future shots are a little bit better than that. Goal kick to the Slovakian goalkeeper. Over to their centre back. I'm not even going to try and pronounce a couple of these names. Jakubko, Ursula, crossfield ball. Not really sure what that was. Heading on to himself. Van der Voort playing a little bit risky, but does get away with it. Grealish on this left hand side cuts past, has a couple players on his back. Chilwell to Grealish. Can he get a decent ball in? Or Grealish to Mateta. Knocked back for Anderson. Deflected wide. We do get another corner. 30 minutes in. We are the better team in this one, and barring anything catastrophic, we should eventually get the goal. Branthwaite with another shot. Decent save by the keeper. Gay. Just 4 players jumping up for that. Jesus. Garnacho. Over to Chilwell. If we can get 1 goal, it should open this game up, but honestly, I can just see a 1-0 defeat. There's no reason for it, but Well, Garnacho right on the side. Can we get that goal in? Does go down, but only a throw in. Throw in from Guy to Anderson. Back to Garnacho. Back post to Grealish. Free header, and really should have done that better with that one. Just head it down, my guy. Don't know why I said that. That's a bit cringe. In Slovakian side with the ball. Haven't really had a shot yet, but don't really want to jinx that. Rig does win it back though to Grealish on this left hand side. Can he get a ball in? Running away from the team. Does get back to Mateta. Back to Rig. And Chris Rig breaks the deadlock. 41 minutes in. It's been a long time coming, but we do have our first goal in this game and our first goal in Europe. Cupco up to Gringer. Just run away from the ball just inexplicably. The cat does pick it up though. Can we get a second goal before half time? Make it a little bit less nervy. Garnacho. Going to go on one of his runs. Has a shot over the bar. Over to Jacko. Not even sure I pronounced any of these right, to be honest. Rig, the goal scorer, to Anderson to Grealish. Takes on his man. Cross deep for Mateta. Does win it. And there is Mateta's first goal. 50 minutes in. Mateta's been a little bit quiet. He did ask for some more game time, but hopefully in this competition he can do more of that, scoring some headed goals, because we don't really score too many of them. Chilwell with the corner, hit it away pretty inexplicably. Grealish to the cat, to Goose, to Gay. Does he have a final ball in him or a shot? Pretty tame shot, but not bad on target. To Grealish, cross ball in, comes back out to Garnacho. He was so influential in the first game and gets a goal in this one. 3 goals in 2 matches. And to Cat, to Garnacho, to Mateta, to Gay. Back to Garnacho again, has a shot deflected. Slovakian side will counter on us though. Only 2 men back. We do have a couple of options for them though to have a shot. I think Van der Vaart's got to do better. 5 minutes in, still no 4th goal. Chilwell with a deep corner. Branthwaite under it, but not really on target. Goal kick from the Slovakian goalkeeper. Not really in a rush of any sort. Don't win the header, but Branthwaite over to Grealish. Mateta's making a run, doesn't spot him. The cat to Anderson, to Goose. I think we're pretty content with just maybe passing that around a bit. Not sure why this is a highlight though. Garnacho to Mateta, back to Garnacho. Tried to fill in a through ball to Mateta. Does have Slovakian side on the counter attack though. Not sure really how he's got past 2 players. Van der Vaart saves his pretty team shot though. 86 minutes in, 4 minutes left. Short out to Goose. Last couple of minutes of our first game, we should have all the 3 points in the bag. That's wrong now. Anyway, Girona, Motherwell, Hajduk, top of the table so far, but after 1 game played, 26 shots, 12 on targets, 2.8 XG is pretty low from that, but as long as we get the 3 points, I'm pretty happy. To the second game against Fulham in the Premier League, a couple of changes from this one. Gibbs White replaces... I can't remember. Anyway, we'll just go through the starting 11. Van der Vaart starts in goal with Gay, Goose, Branthwaite and Chilwell. Pretty consistent back 4. The Cat, Anderson and Rig with Gibbs White, Varela and Watkins. Gibbs White to Gay. Crossfield ball to Watkins. We do get an early goal. 18 seconds in. West Ham 1. Fulham 0. Perfect start. Fulham were a buggy team a couple of years ago. We did beat 7-0 last season, so maybe the tide has turned. Hutchinson on the right side, up to 9th in the table. Mill Smith-Rowe seems to be a bit of a problem player for us. Cross in, Goose away. Only to Anthony Robinson though. Calvin Bassey to Robinson to Kelvin in behind for Iwobi. A shot Straight past Van der Voort, 12 minutes in, 1-1. Vrilla's picked up a knock. You stun the pitch though. Crossfield ball into Watkins, and that's what you really need. You don't really need all the possession, but you have to take your chances, and that's exactly what we've done. Ollie Watkins with the second goal of the game, and puts us 2-1 up. Just before half time, corner to Fulham, Amari Hutchinson, 15th when we draw, and that's exactly what we've done. To defending set pieces, and honestly, we just need to fire a set piece coach because we're not scoring any, and that might be the 5th we've conceded this season already. Grealish does win a header straight at the Fulham goalkeeper though. Subbed him on for Vrilla. Seemed to have a good assist, but it doesn't really do much else, which I guess attacking players are a little bit inconsistent, but you kind of want a little bit better. Chilwell forward to Watkins. Can he get his hat-trick? He can get his hat-trick. Just after half-time, almost as quick as his first goal, Ollie Watkins gets his hat-trick. 3-2 up against Fulham. Seems to be a pretty entertaining game. He's already had a hat-trick. Can he be the provider this time? Anderson doesn't really jump with that one. Kevin does bring it out for Fulham, or can they get an equaliser themselves? Gibbs-White does win it back though. Anderson to Gay. Forward to Gibbs-White. What's he going to do with it? 3 men around him, but finds Watkins. That's literally the difference. Mateta gets the goals with his head. Ollie Watkins just cross-field ball, and he taps it in. 10 rating for Ollie Watkins. Absolute perfect performance from him. Bassey cross-field ball to Anderson. They very much like to try one way, and then if they can't, just absolutely sits down Grealish. Chilwell does win it back though, straight to Lukic. Murray Hutchinson has a lot of space on his right hand side. Put into the bottom corner. Fulham 4, West Ham 4, Fulham 3. Maybe it's time to get balanced a little bit because Fulham can literally score at any point. 4-3 up, but Fulham have been the better team, but we've just been more clinical. Ollie Watkins has been the difference. Hopefully we don't throw this one away. 4-3 up, and not really with control. Marcus Leonardo in behind. Van der Voort comes out, tries to put him off. I mean, it wins the corner somehow. It looks like he shot himself. Amari Hutchinson. Hopefully we don't concede another corner. I've got a bit of a history of saying stuff and then it happens straight away though. Anderson to Rogerson to Anderson, up to Lukic, Amari Hutchinson, a pre-tame shot to Van der Voort. Doesn't seem to be as good on this game as a lot of people have used before, or even that I've used before. It just doesn't seem to. Maybe it's just goalkeepers on this game, but they don't seem to be very good, especially Van der Voort. For a player of his quality, you'd think could be a little bit more convincing. Literally only playing him because he wants games, and it is a bit of a morale manager. Grealish is put in behind though. Crossfield ball does win the corner somehow. Keeper preventing it from going into the net. And there is full time in this one. Firstly, we had a win at home in Europe, and then we have a win at home against one of our bogey teams. Pretty progressive episode, to be honest, but anyway, that is in today's episode. Shamrock Rovers in the Europa Conference League in the next episode. But until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.